Hi, I'm Lauren from Blue Mountain Wellness. We are breaking in our brand new kitchen here today. I'm excited to share a recipe with you. I am the nutritionist here, and of course we're going to focus on some healthy recipes that you can do very easily at home. We were fortunate enough to get some of our patients in a few weeks ago and do this recipe. So we thought, since it's posted on our website, we thought we'd just make it here for you to show you exactly how to do it step by step. So we'll get started. Don't be like my mom when I said we're doing protein pancakes, and she said, why? There's a lot of really good things about these pancakes. They're just chock full of nutrition and protein, of course, very low in carbs, so they fit into just about everybody's diet. So, show you the ingredients first. We have cottage cheese, and that can be kind of anything that you enjoy, if it's full fat or low fat cottage cheese, whatever you like. We have protein powder, and I'm using the one that we use with our patients here who are on our weight loss journeys. We have either a choice of coconut flour or almond flour. I tend to use the almond flour more often. We have kind of maybe one of the stranger ingredients. It's psyllium husk, which is a fiber. It just helps with the pancake's texture. We have egg whites that you can get just in the egg section of the supermarket, and regular eggs. Then you have your add-ins. You can do any number of add-ins. You can do nuts. I have pecans here today. You can do berries. I tend to go for the lower sugar items, so I have blueberries here. Raspberries are great, strawberries if they're in season. We also will need some butter for the pan and also to serve it on top. So let's get started. We're going to have, and again, this recipe is posted on our website, bluemountainwellness.com. So we'll start off with 1/3 cup of our cottage cheese. Next, that psyllium husk. Again, that's just a fiber. You can find that at a natural food store, even in the regular grocery store. We'll just do 1 teaspoon of that. I have on the recipe that you can do 1 teaspoon or 2 teaspoons, and that's basically going to be kind of your desire for the final texture of the product. Then our almond meal or almond flour. Basically, that ingredient is just almonds that are ground down. If you have a food processor at home, you can do it yourself. You just grind it to being a fine powder. So it's 1 tablespoon, or I've got the teaspoon measure here, so I'm just going to do 3 teaspoons of that. We are going to do our egg next. So you can do 2 whole eggs, or I add the egg whites just because it's basically pure protein. So I do 1 egg and 3 egg whites generally, but you can do 2 eggs or all egg whites depending on how you want to do it. And you always want to shake these egg whites. They're pasteurized. These can also be used in smoothies and things to boost your protein. Really good for this pancake. I'm just going to eyeball this. I generally do 1, 2, 3 tablespoons. Then we have our protein powder. And the protein powder, generally speaking, is 1 serving. I usually do half a pack of this, or if you're at home and you have your own protein powder, you can use half a scoop of your protein powder in there. And that's it. So what we're going to do is mix that up. And I tend to put my add-ins after I've mixed it up, and actually when it's cooking in the pan, just because it tends to make it a little bit more versatile if you have a number of people. If you're doing a double recipe, you can kind of make it to order. So you just mix that up. That's going to sit, that psyllium husk fiber that we have in there is going to take a little bit to activate, to kind of thicken. So usually I mix that up and let that sit a little bit while I get my pan ready. So we're going to start on kind of a medium heat. So we're going to add, I'm a butter girl, love butter. I love the flavor that it gives to things. And again, don't be afraid of that fat. We want it to kind of make us satisfied with what we're eating. So we're going to melt that butter. And at the same time we're melting the butter, I like, if you're doing any sort of nuts, and I usually buy the raw nuts, that you want to toast them a little bit. It brings out the flavor. So adding a few pecans here. And I just do them kind of in a circular shape there. And then we take the batter that's thickened up a little bit, and I like to just kind of spoon it on top of those nuts. Into kind of that pancake shape, more or less. And you can see we've only used about half of that batter. So the recipe and the nutrition facts are based on one pancake, and you could tell that would fill up pretty much this whole pan. So we're gonna take our time. I'm gonna kind of just get some of those stray pieces back into my pancake shape. And we're gonna try to be patient and let this cook so that it does not fall apart. Because it's not a flour-based, a wheat-based pancake, it tends to not set up as well. So we need to be patient and let those eggs that are in there provide the structure. So I'm just kind of making sure it's not sticking, cooking nicely, not burning. At this point, we can go ahead and set up a little bit. We can take any fruit that we want to add in. I have the blueberries here. And again, I like to kind of recommend a low sugar fruit, like some sort of berry, raspberries, blueberries. And we're not using a whole lot of that. We just really want this packed with protein. And keep the fructose down. That's setting up, you can see it's setting up nicely right now. I'm gonna give it another few seconds here before we flip. You can also take, just so that those blueberries don't burn, you can take and just kind of cover those blueberries a little bit with the batter. Or if you like them a little brown, that's fine too. You can leave them as is. All right, let's shoot to flip. There we go. You can see how nice and brown that is. We're gonna just leave it at that medium heat. You're gonna have to play with it at home with your kind of own pan, your own stove. It's gonna be different, but trial and error. It's good to eat the mistakes too. Looking and smelling good. Get a plate. Doesn't usually take as long on the second side as it does on the first side. And for whatever reason, I like to flip it one more time. Just to kind of complete if anything did squish up through. Kind of take a look. Back, give that side a little bit more. Turn up the heat just a little bit to brown that. And there's our beautiful pancake. You can add a few more berries to the top if you like. I always like to put a little bit more butter on top. You can also sprinkle some protein powder, some more protein powder, because that's a little bit sweet on top. But there you have it. That's a protein pancake We have that recipe on our website at bluemountainwellness.com. And try it out and drop a comment if you try it and let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.